right. Yeah, that's a completely different
Feel.
feel. I mean, our first one went there, and then I got lazy
Exactly.
and then went over. But then when I read,
Yeah, you put most of them in there. We got 2, 4, 6. So yeah, that's pretty good shooting though, right there.
okay, we live. Let people come in here real quick. Do a quick little live session. Talking about FSU big time game coming up here shortly. Hope everybody. A lot of talk about a lot of different things, man. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Just straight good vibes, man. Good vibes. Um, shit. Anyway, my bad. I just got some interesting news, but um. Anyways, what's going on, world? This is not Miami Hurricanes. This is my set that represent Mandarin High School. Um, had a team meeting right now. Um, just got back from Atlanta. Shout out to the Atlanta Seminole Club. Yes, Mike Hall. I was um I was flying back from Atlanta. I was basically in Atlanta for a few hours. Noel Greats, Dexter Carter, Lamar Glenn, Leroy Smith, and the one and only Ward Dunn were out at the Seminole Club, and also Coach Lonnie. I don't even know how to say Coach Lonnie's last name. Um, she is an amazing coach, man. I would love to have played for Coach Lonnie. Like, she's dope, man. We talked about um, a bunch of different things, Seminole related. Hopefully, y'all don't hear my son acting like the savage he is back there screaming. But a lot of different things have gone on this past weekend. Breaking news, though. Breaking news, and this is as reported by Chris Nee, but Florida State put this out. They put out an immediate press release from Vice President, Director of Athletics, Michael Alford. Apparently, there was a rumor going around that he was going to take the athletic director job at USC. For immediate release, statement from Florida State University Vice President and Director of Athletics Michael Alford following media speculation of potential candidates for the vacant position at USC. 8/20/23. I am not now, nor have I been, a candidate for the position at USC, nor do I have any interest in any role other than my current position at Florida State. I remain totally focused on the tremendous opportunities ahead of us here at FSU, and I remain completely committed to seeing those to completion. Wow. That is what happens when you're a badass motherfucker and you're doing things and you're making moves and you're being strategic. You gotta clip us off by the legs. That is a move that any anybody would be. I mean, if Michael Alford's probably got a resume that's better than anybody. I was one of his first interviews with Danielle Kelly on our show 36 Degrees. Me and Chris have had him on sporadics. I've talked to him numerous times. Phenomenal guy, very well put together, very business oriented. I actually was upset when he left Seminole Boosters until I got a chance to meet Stephen Ponder. And that's a tag team duo that is going to that may end up shaping the landscape of college football with the moves and the things that they're making. Obviously, one of the moves in which, basically setting the table and setting the chessboard for Florida State to potentially exit the Atlantic Coast Conference, Atlantic Coast Conference, and move to bigger, brighter things. Another conference. There are people who are speculating that maybe we'll go back independent, but that would be independent would be so counterproductive to the way that everything is college football Pangea and the way it's shaping and shifting at the current moment right now. So, but Mike Alford made a statement that he is not leaving Florida State. He is not entertaining other jobs. The impact that doesn't necessarily mean it won't happen, but at least he's doing a good job of making sure that that things are on the up and up. So kudos to Mike Alford for staying the course, seeing this through, because that would be devastating if he left while all of the wheels and everything is in motion. Because obviously he knows some of the things that he would like to do with the program and where it should go as well. So from that statement, I've got a chance again. Like I said, I was in Atlanta. I've been traveling. I've been doing all kinds of different things, and a lot of stuff has happened. And we're going to try to go through some of those things, as well as give my opinions on some practice updates. Any other questions that you guys may have in the comments or on social media, please, if you get a chance at this moment, please go and press that like button. That helps with the algorithm. Also, any questions? Actually, what would you think? Do you think it's good or bad with Mike Alford? Mike Alford potentially leaving. You put your comment in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and put my comment in the chat. I can tell you exactly. I would hate that. I'll be happy for him, whatever decision he makes, but I definitely would not be a happy camper overall. So, but we got jerseys. We got a jersey situation going on. There was some footage leaked. DJ Lundy posted his stuff on social media. I'll go back and talk about that. We've got some scrimmage updates. We got Destin Hill updates. We've got fans consistently trying to downplay where Florida State is right now in comparison to everybody else. And then you've got rivals completely having a paradigm shift in what their trolls are of Florida State. Originally, the trolls were we were broke boys. Now, Florida State's got more money than Walmart. And it's just funny, all of this, all of the different things in the message boards talk. I was trying to find these guys, these Florida State guys trying to cut up. But I will say this, the fastest way to get promoted, it's the Jimbo Fisher model when you're doing good. You gotta just state, all you gotta do is state that I'm about to bounce. Go get that money. I ain't even hating on them. Oh, I gotta download this. Damn it. Oh man. Trying to find this Miami Hurricanes guys. It's so like one of the things about insiders is how bold they talk about some things that they know nothing about. Tell Joe. So Joe, text that videos. All right, here we go. Let's get into the jersey talk. Florida State has jerseys that are a little bit less active than the ones that they've had in the past. And there's one thing that these jerseys do that our jerseys haven't done probably since the last national championship. They fit. They actually fit. Like they're not baggy, and it's been a pet peeve of mine. Is how baggy our fucking jerseys have been. But like this DJ Lundy looked good. It's like my jersey. I couldn't wear my jersey around town. My jersey fit me like the old school jersey dresses that anybody who was a kid or grew up in the 2000s, women wore it was big up here, slim at the waist, and it ballooned out at the waist. I mean at where the butt is, and that's basically how our jerseys fit back in the day. And my jersey was so tight that I didn't even need to buckle my shoulder pads. The shoulder pads literally just sat there and they fit by itself. And it's a it's really one of those things where it just looks cleaner. I don't necessarily like the tribal pattern that's around the neck. I think it's a little bit too small, but it's not busy. It's just a clear, clean uniform. So much better than the past ones. Go check out Zach Bluestein at ZBLOSTEIN 247. He's got a picture of DJ Lundy. I think Renegade No 85 Michael. He has he's the picture of the Lawrence Toafili jersey up, and it's a brighter shade of red. I think I like it. I'm more of a fan of this right now. What's going on, Rob Boston? 2 more weeks, 14 days before guess that's a great plug. 14 days before Florida State shocks the world. Really, it shouldn't be shocking when you've been winning, but before Florida State goes out, shocks the world, and they beat LSU. But bigger than that, before the world's greatest tailgate, we got the tailgate of all tailgates coming. FSU Labor Day tailgate, 1331 Church Street. So big that the city of Orlando is already putting people on alert. Like, we've got emails, we've got all kinds of stuff. We're trying to make sure we got our ducks in a row. We're going to have a great, splendiferous time. You can go to buytickets.at /36 degrees /824980. I know that's a lot. You can just go to @BigGameJames_36. My pin tweet, there is a link to it. You need to go check it out tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. if I'm still awake. But all I can promise you that is on Tuesday at the latest. The ticket price will go from $60 a ticket to $70 a ticket. The youth tickets will not change. Those will be $30 no matter what. We are trying to make sure we get a correct, accurate count before the day of. You will not be able to give cash on site. You have to buy the ticket. You have to buy the ticket. And if you are, this is one thing. If you are an all-in member, you have to be an active all-in member. You can't buy one all-in package. So if you bought your all-in package on August 1st, you're going to have to renew it if you want to be able to get it. So, you should be renewing it anyway. So if you got an all-in package and you're not there, they're going to tell you that, hey, you need to go buy a ticket. And it's going to be, the day of the game is going to be $85 for adults. But we got youth ticket. We still have 3 VIP parking spots left. We have 12 parking spots left for those who have purchased tickets to the tailgate. They're $100. Plenty of youth tickets, plenty of adult tickets as well. Hector's talking about it. Been to 2 tailgates with Big Game James, and let me tell you, it's an amazing experience. Food is amazing. Vibes are endless. All you can drink. And if you smoke, he got those sticks on deck. Definitely worth the money. And I definitely do have cigars on deck. What's up from the Gulf? 68 Whiskey repping. No FSU, LSU tailgate for me. Hey, we also have the tickets up for FSU Southern Miss. They're $40 right now. They're $40 until Tuesday after Labor Day. Tuesday after Labor Day, they're going back to our regular tailgate prices. Richard Peretti, let me make sure I say it right. Hopefully, I think FSU is a little slow on the NIL stuff, but as normal, we seem to have gotten it together. So, all right, that's cool. We're actually going to go into that realm, and let's just get the jokes off, and then let's talk about the history of Florida State in the NIL. So the history of Florida State in the NIL. So here's what happened. Message Board Genius is one of the best follows if you don't follow them on X, whatever the hell we're calling it now. Somebody beast mode said, and this isn't all in terms of Miami is in shambles when it comes to their recruiting. Beast mode said, the wheels have fallen off. Some stinks and is way off this cycle if he goes to something stinks is what he's trying to say, and is way off of the cycle if he goes to FSU. Or maybe being 5-7 and firing both your coordinators after season one really is as bad as it appeared to all of us last year. We were an absolute embarrassment on the field. I don't blame any kid for not wanting to come here until we show something on the field. Very logical. Very, very, very logical. Palm Valley Kane. FSU is doing some shady ass bullshit this cycle. Apparently, there's a huge chicken farmer up north, like in Delaware. He was one of the only farms that missed the avian flu or some shit. Wow. And he made so much money. Dude's throwing it all at kids for interest, really hoping it doesn't get them to stick. That bi-weekly pay is a thing. Let's see here. I'm going to go play the audio of, I think this is where some of that bi-weekly shit came from. Damn, trying to get that thing to take me to my reply. But what's crazy is people can tell you all of these things that are just really to the T, right? Really to the T, and can explain stuff so well with so much certainty and so much accuracy that they choose not to turn you in. Like, if you really, really know all of that, and that's all true, and we're cheating like that, and it's hurting your university, I'm snitching. Snitches get stitches only works for people who are doing illegal things. If you're doing something illegal and you snitch on the people who you were doing illegal shit with, you're a bitch. But if you're a civilian and you know you're doing everything on the up and up, you're right. But here's the crazy part, is that not too long ago, everybody was saying that Florida State was the broke boys. We can't afford this shit. Florida State, John Ruiz is paying everybody. When they were doing it, or what is as the quote to do, I think is Moneybag Yo. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck them. And what people like this Palm Valley, it is not just him, it's multiple guys. They're going off and like they are legitimately just like, no, there's no way that Florida State has never recruited on this level before. And they have. Like I tell people, we're getting so I've had these discussions with people online. I have these discussions with friends of mine. Like, I believe Sam is a friend of mine. You guys all know my guy Sam Moore. Great podcast, Listen Up podcast. Go check him out. Sam is playing a role at this point, and Sam doesn't want to admit that he was wrong. And not even that he was wrong, it's just that the observations and the analysis that he made at the time are no longer accurate. That's something that we can all admit. You cannot continue to say that Mike Norvell cannot recruit kids, high school guys, when he has a top 5 class. Dying on that hill is not honorable. It's okay. Last year, he couldn't do it. The previous years, you have data to back it. Right now, obviously, something changed. Mike Norvell did not have a winning record at Florida State. That was an accurate assessment. There were facts to back it. You can't keep saying it now and doing whataboutisms now. But that's exactly what other fans are doing. Hold on, I'm gonna play this loud so that you guys can hear this from my screen. Other fans are doing. Hold on, I'm gonna play this loud so that you guys. Hold on, my bad. Got that feedback and echo. We don't want that. All right, try this again. See what the Miami analysts are saying.
And they're trying to pay up to do that. On Patterson, and they're trying to pay up to do that.
Can y'all hear that?
Knows that they're trying to pay up to do that, and let's see what happens. But the mom. Let's know where the mom wants to be in Miami. I think Patterson, either way, wherever he commits, That's going to be an ongoing deal. He does not want to commit early. He's being pressured to commit early. FSU on that and saying, let's get momentum. So let's pay up to get Patterson now, get momentum, maybe get a foothold in South Florida. If we win a little bit, maybe we flip some of those kids down there. That's FSU's mentality, why they're so invested in Patterson, on top of the fact he's a top 100 player. But, it's a battle. Miami's in it. Mom is on the side. That has not always favored Miami. Sometimes it's gone against Miami when the mom wants him somewhere else. But mom wants him here on Patterson.
Miami, the problem with Miami's fan base is that every one of their reporters is always talking about how they're getting people. So now that Florida State is flipping kids and winning, it can't be that guys are like Mike Norvell actually put a good product on the field. It has to be, yo, damn, these guys over here got to be cheating. It's like that song, you're cheating hard. We'll tell on you, your lying eyes. Like that, whatever that song is, that's basically what Miami fans are doing, because that's probably more than likely what you guys have done. And the only way that you can accomplish any kind of success is by cheating. And that's not necessarily conducive, because you were just calling Florida State broke. Earlier this year, when people were trying to tell you about how things were going, when Florida State went to the city of Tallahassee and they put in a bid to be able to get a construction grant to be able to help fix the bathrooms and things of that. Oh, y'all boys broke. Yeah, we may not have a stadium that we own, but at least we got bathrooms. Y'all ain't got bath. It was all that. It went from that to, yo, we over here struggling, man. We over here struggling. Raj, I'm gonna talk about the. I'm gonna give more shout outs to this Atlanta Seminole Club at the Spirit Fest here in a second. Just talk about my experience there, but man, it was good seeing everybody out there. Make sure you post any of your stuff, any pictures that you took of me at Big Game James _36. But what's wild is, and it's going back to the original comment that got me into speaking about this. Who gave it? Yeah, my guy Peretti. And again, the original comment for those who are just coming in, I think FSU was a little slow on the NIL stuff, but as normal, we seem to have gotten it together, and we're still working on stuff. But nobody was as organized as the Gator Collective out the gate. Believe very little of what you hear in terms of name, image, and likeness. You had some guys post last week, again, Miami fans, that Daryl Jackson's mother is not sick, and Corey Fuller negotiated a $450,000 deal for him. Now, I can't speak. I won't speak. I won't speak on how much money he has or he doesn't have. That's none of anybody's business. But what I will tell you is, like Rashida, allegedly having anywhere between a $6 million to $13 million deal for a 4-star quarterback. That's better than a lot of these rookie first-round draft pick deals. Like some of the numbers, it goes back to like even when. So if you believe in the bag man, then basically that's what it is legalized bag man. But it's not. But even then, the stories of the bag man were terribly off. I remember hearing things about Derrick Henry. Oh, they got him that car. No, they didn't. Derrick's mom got the car. People made rumors about me when I was growing up in Tallahassee that Florida State gave my mom a car. And my mom said said this great comment. She said, if I was going to get them to give me a car, I would not have them get me a fucking Honda Accord. I would get the Jaguar that I want. And it's just, it's stirring up. It's conspiracy theories. It's because some things have, most guys, the average NIL deal up until probably this past year was $250. And that's coming from a guy who was in name, image, and likeness. And like right now, a lot of the deals are not even anywhere near as big as big as you think. Like I explained it to people like this. I'm from the hood. I'm from the real hood, not the rap hood, like the real hood. 2 pairs of jeans, a year. And when you grew out of those, they got too tight at the calves. Your mom cut it at the knees, and then she sewed it so that you got some jean shorts until they got too tight. And then your YMCA ball or your high school ball shorts was your walk around shorts and things of that nature. Like I used to love getting high school spirit packs. I mean, the reason why I made varsity in high school was so that I could eat a steak, because I didn't know what it was like to eat steak consistently. But I can tell you this in the hood. What happens every year from January 1st to about April is people cash their income tax checks. And you're talking about anywhere between people who had no money that are getting anywhere from about $2,500 to maybe even upwards to $10,000. So they're getting this influx of money. Do you know what they do when they get an influx of money? They spend that shit. You can see it. That's when the new J's come out. That's when people go buy a brand new used car. It was the joke. The money just shows itself. That's why the old heads be like, that money burning a hole through your pocket. You mean to tell me that we just like this, a generation that's more irresponsible than that's what we say, is making more money and just walking around with still fake designer clothes on and not doing much else? Like, some of these guys are making real money, some of them aren't. And I can tell you this: at 19 years old, if I was making $1 million, you would see that shit. Hell, at 39 years old, if I'm making some of this money that they're talking about, you would see it. So, and it's true for a lot of us. So, like that alone, human nature. If you don't believe anything else, believe human nature. And a lot of these guys are not acting in what you're thinking human nature really is. So, some of the responses were funny. Ingram Smith is a very snarky, jokey person. And he Ingram put, for a purpose of full disclosure, I do own 3 chickens. We got the Saudi Arabians, we got Colonel Sanders, and we got a whole bunch of other people that are finance. The other part of this is if you don't watch my show, you probably don't. This might offend you, but it's not meant to offend you. It's more of, this is who the top 1% has consistently been white Anglo-Saxon males. So WASP, white Anglo-Saxon, that's who've dominated the 1% in America. And I always say this to people: nobody got rich. Like, I don't give to get rich, because that's not how you get rich. You get rich by having other means. I give so I can take stuff off of my taxes. But when in American history have you seen the top 1% be so willing to give capital and their resources to the bottom just for smiles and Hallmark cards and charity with no ROI? Like, again, if you don't believe anything else, believe in human behaviors. And it just doesn't work like that. There aren't people who are out here just giving out $500,000 a year to student athletes just so that their team can win. You can go partner with somebody and buy a fucking pro team that's going to give you dividends. That's basically what it comes down to. What it comes down to. Oh, then my God! Oh, shout out to Rod. Rod, Rod bought 10 memberships. Shout out to my guy. I appreciate that, Rod. Did Media Group memberships. We got $3.99 all the way up to $99.99. $99.99 is the all-in package. I think Rod is if I remember correctly, Rod's an all-in member. My all-in members get to live life like me. We got 7 of y'all right now, so we live in La Vida Loca in Orlando if you get down there. But that's basically the gist of it. But we went from Rising Spear is there. You have collectives like Micanopy 1851, and they're still around, but they're more of an education-based thing. You got Battles Inn, and Battles Inn is doing things, but even then, it's still to a certain degree. It's not like over the top, just monopoly money. It's very structured. These guys are doing things. They're helping these kids oversee contracts. They're doing a lot of stuff that is good, but the reality is, you really won't see, like, these guys don't really negotiate this stuff like that until it's all said and done. It's just not what people think. That's just my opinion. It's really not what people think. And Keith say, wait till the Spanx lady gets involved. I mean, they're going to just talk about all of our alumni. We do have some cats that are alumni that are stupid rich, but it's not what you think. And the other part of it too is that a lot of times, like when Chainsaw Al, Al Dunlap, and when Devo Moore and them are giving money, they're giving money to things that are going to outlive them. So now they are in the older age, and they're looking for legacy. So when I give money and I put my name, it's the Devo Moore Center. Like for my kids, this room will be known for my family and their contributions to Florida State. It won't be a one-time $1 million deal to Jordan Travis, and then Jordan Travis isn't going to remember me. And what if Jordan Travis doesn't do anything in the NFL and people don't remember him? Nah, but even if you don't know who Devo Moore is, you know who the Moore Center is as an athlete. You know Moore Auditorium. You know all these different things. So that would make more sense in a situation where we're trying to raise capital aggressively so that we can so we can build the football-only facility, so we can build all these other different things. So like, it's not as much money as people think. And one of the things I hate every year as a guy who covers the NFL is anonymous GM, anonymous scout, anonymous this. If it's anonymous, then I don't know if it's true. Like, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. You can't burn your sources. I get that. But a lot of times you have, like, it just. So former USC wide receiver, the kid who transferred from Pitt. There was an article written. I remember I read it on my show right before last season. Anonymous source says kid is mad because the NIL deals aren't what he thought they were going to be. And in that, all he did, Addison, appreciate it. All the guy who wrote the article for On3 stated was that somebody said that he wasn't happy, and we don't have any proof, but the sources said that somebody told him that the kid was upset. And this guy got over 1 million clicks and this is how most people get paid. So right now we have 45, we have 36 people here. Please go like this and see it so people can see it. And I'll get paid by the algorithm and stuff. We'll get the subs and things of that nature. But the more I give you, the more you believe that I'm an insider, and the more you trust my word, and you'll go argue with your friends. And that's how the 247s, the On3s, the Rivals now, the Osceola, that's how they make their money. And there's guys who get paid. They have to feed their families. They don't got guys like me because I'm a media guy. I'm not a beat writer for fucking Florida State. I just happen to have gone to Florida State. To be honest with you, my sources at Florida and Miami are way better than they are at Florida State. So, and I get paid really, really well to put on shows and to do different events. So I don't have to lie to you. I don't have to say things to get you to come to my channel. In fact, you coming to my channel benefits you. Because once I get to 3,000 subs, I'm giving away 2 tickets to the FSU LSU game. We're giving away $300. And then the likes. So like right now, if we were at that and this was that show, we have 28 likes. Let me refresh my page. so I can make sure I'm telling you the right thing. We have 28 likes, so somebody will get $28 at the end of the show. So it's just candid, and again, it's just talking as a guy who's negotiated a multi-million-dollar deal. Like, actually, numerous multi-million-dollar deals. A guy who routinely signs, $50,000 marketing checks. A guy who routinely does this. Like, it's just not what it's not as complicated as people make it think, but it just doesn't work like that. That's why I always joke when people say, "Oh, well, your taxes." And I was like, "Man, shit." When I have a partner that's a multimillionaire, and he said he didn't learn how to budget $1 million until he got $1 million. That's when he learned how to budget $1 million. But these guys are making good money. I don't want anybody to think about that. I don't want people to think that they're not making money, but I'm just telling you they're not making the money like to where they just can't play sports anymore. I will put it like this: making it to the NFL and getting a 1-year contract in the NFL for most guys is what they're projected to make in the NFL is still way better than what they'll get in college. I probably won't go to any more practices this off season, but I'll definitely be there the night before the game. I'll give everybody my breakdown, my last minute breakdown, last minute update, and stuff like that. So, but I just try to give the breakdown on what I know. So, off of the NIL talk, back to the talk of the town. What am I gonna just? Oh yeah. Oh, one of the funniest things too. If you're new to my channel, I want you to go check this out. Go check out my YouTube shorts. I think some of them are very entertaining. They're very funny. I have some older ones that they've caught up to. So one fans have caught up on me breaking down Dud Anderson or Judd, whatever their quarterback is, their quarterback commit. And all I said was what his stats were. He had a 1.15 to 1 touchdown to interception ratio. And I thought that's not good. And I have a short talking about it. Oh, they're mad at me in those comments. And then I also broke down the press conference of Jonah Hill, Fat Jonah Hill, cosplaying as Kirby Smart. That's what I call Florida's defensive coordinator. And he said absolutely nothing. And it sounds like a bunch of gibberish. Boy, they have said I'd never play. You could tell I've never played football. They said this fake Ice Cube looking motherfucker. They said, YouTube comments are the best comments, man. It is like fucking hilarious. You got to go check that out. If you just want to get a good chuckle and a good laugh. But let's listen to Alex Atkins discuss Little Angola, as we so lovingly call him, Destin Hill. Great kid. I've seen nothing but good things about him. Destin Hill is the brightest spot of this all, and I think Destin Hill is going to be the number 3 wide receiver. I think he would be the guy to take it off the top. But let's listen to Alex Atkins. You should be able to hear it.
Our job as coaches is we have talented players, and the work is hard. Man, it's a long camp. It's every day. It's all day. It's not like a refreshment period. So really, it's training the mindset of how to approach. But at the end, he has something that's hard to find. He has desire, whereas you don't have to motivate or inspire him. It's already in him. He knows why he's doing it. He knows why he wants to do it. So those are the ones you have to protect from themselves. As long as there's work, he's going to go find it. So he's a get after it. I really want to praise his mindset and his approach of his preparation, which is allowing him to have those opportunities. So, sometimes as a coach, you have a guy with all the talent in the world, but the desire is not quite there yet. So you have to inspire them for the desires. And so instead of making them meet, they want to meet, they want to go get to work. He has that in him already, man. He comes from a wonderful high school program. He does it. He knows why he's working and what he wants to get out of this.
And that's Coach Alex Atkins talking about Lil Angola. Destin Hill. I say that tongue in cheek, and again, if you listen to my show, you know I joke about things. Sometimes serious manners, but I like to bring things to a certain way. But he is playing like a guy who felt like he lost his opportunity, that got his opportunity again. He's playing fast. He's getting after it. He's hungry. He is a fucking beast, man. He is doing the damn thing. So like, that's who I really really like. But we got a super chat by Heck. When you can answer, can we have the good, the bad, and the ugly from fall camp going into the new season? Thanks. That's a great segue. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's go in reverse order. The ugly. The ugly. I would think the ugly is us is not. Guess what? I try to keep it to the team. The ugly is the lack of, man, because there's a lot of positive. So what I'm gonna probably say here isn't really ugly or bad. It's really good still, but it's just not. It's ranking them in order. The ugly would be the fact that our recruiting class from the class of 2023 probably wasn't as heralded as it needed to be. Even though you got guys like Kirkland rated as one of the top newcomers in the ACC, and he was a 3-star prospect. But you lacked getting a dominant pass rusher. We haven't really found that defensive tackle. We haven't really we really don't know, and we won't know how good Fitz is until Fitz is put in a pressure situation in a game. And you can't force that. But I mean, the only thing you can do is encourage good behavior. And that's why we have our campaign. Tits for Fitz. If Fitz hits some good field goals, ladies, some lady in College Town, hey, bless Fitz. It's encouraging. Tits at that age are really, really encouraging. It can help you do the right thing. The bad is that at this point, we still are trying to gel and merge with this embarrassment of riches. So while we do have Destin Hill consistently performing, you have Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman, Jaheim Bell, you have Trey Benson, you have all of these guys, and you're still going in, and even though this means your defense is better than what you think, it's still not like they're going out every day dominating the defense. So AZ is doing, like, you're seeing these guys do stuff. And then we're trying to see what the development of that second group of wide receivers is going to be so that we can have that hope for the future. And that's not bad, really. It's just not as good as this. And here's the good, and here's the hope. Here's why I'm a believer. And again, I will always tell this story until I can't tell this story anymore. I remember I remember talking on a show, and Kenny Dillingham would watch me and Denny Thompson on our show, Sports Den. And he would call Denny, or he would inbox me, and he would give, corrections, and he would say some things. When Dilly told me that Jordan Travis is my guy. And every beat writer every insider was telling you guys, Mackenzie Milton. He's going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy. Kenny Dillingham they offered him and had never seen him throw. He was just the best available transfer portal quarterback, and they needed depth. But Kenny Dillingham said, if it's my way and if it's what I think is going to happen, Jordan Travis will be the quarterback. And what I think happened was we wrote so much and there was so many fans that were pressured, and we fell in love with a story that we didn't even really analyze the data or even really pay attention to what we saw in that Notre Dame game. The best drive he had, Jordan Travis was moving the field down there. He made one good throw. They both ended with the same, like that drive ended with the same amount of yards, and we ran the ball in. If Jordan Travis doesn't get hurt, Florida State probably beats Notre Dame. Florida State probably beats Jacksonville State. Florida State probably goes to a bowl game in year one. But when I'm looking at all these different things that Jordan Travis is doing, and he's never given up on himself, and then Kenny Dillingham that same year, because that was when we kind of built more of a rapport, because we could do it now because COVID wasn't there. Kenny told me Jordan Travis with average athletes around him is going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. I said, okay. I think you're drunk, Kenny, but okay. But I took all of our conversations that he said to me about Jordan Travis and how he felt about Jordan Travis, and I started looking at what Jordan Travis was doing. And I saw him get better with every live game rep. We were watching a guy grow up in front of our eyes. It went from, now it's development, but it went from him just getting better by being exposed to playing the game at being able to play the game at a higher level. The more you play, the slower the game becomes to you. And I'm not talking to you as a guy who's written about it. I'm talking as a guy who went through it. It slows down, and it's a good feeling. So I say the good in all of this is the guy who's been the most consistent, and that's Jordan Travis. This team can only go as far as Jordan Travis's legs take them, because he's got the arm talent naturally. He's got the cerebrals. He's not a turnover machine. He just has to be able to know now, hey, I don't have to prove that I'm not a scrambling quarterback. I've got to be able to use what I got to be able to get what I need to get. And it's what I talked about with Anthony Richardson before we played Florida. And I told everybody what my fear was. My fear was this. Anthony Richardson is going to step on that field and realize that he's the best motherfucker on the field. And if he does that, I don't think we have anything to stop him. Jordan Travis is one agenda and one goal every week is to walk on that field and realize that he's the best motherfucker on that field and dominate. And as he goes, the team goes. I also say that another good is that I'm surprised at how I'm surprised at and optimistic of how the defensive ends are going to look. Gilbert looked a lot better than I thought he looked in spring. The Jones kid looks good at times. You've got obviously, you know what you have in your two starters. Turner's getting better, and he's got a body that's good. Now it's just trying to see if one of these guys can provide us with the same amount of production, if not a little bit more, than what Derek McMillan, what D-Mac did, then Florida State's going to be more than fine. I mean, Gilbert actually sets the edge a lot better than D-Mac did. So there's that. Chris put up a really good post of this guy of a chicken, of a beefed up chicken. While we're waiting on maybe if some other people have some. If you're not a member of any of your Seminole clubs locally, like join your Seminole clubs, man. Go hang around with some like-minded people. Network. Atlanta Seminole Club's probably one of the. It seems like everybody networks there. Shout out to, and we just put out a boost. Renegade Lemonade. They linked up. They're gonna donate some lemon wine to the tailgate. So we'll have that. We'll have Ology with beer. We have some other things going. Obviously, Game Day Vodka. We have another Noel who's donating some rum and rum inspired drinks. So we will have all of that coming there. But it was just the love, the vibe. Coach Lonnie is just freaking amazing. In how she talks, she's a wonderful leader. She She's inspiring. She even, and she talked about things from a woman's perspective about sports that, that I never really thought about. How men, we can show our anger, we can punch shit, we can kick stuff. We're expected to be violent, and women don't get to show that emotion. But she shows the young ladies how to channel that stuff. And she also plays a sport where you have to think, and your mentals is everything. And she talked about she shared a great story about when they won the World Series and how she messed up the schedule and they didn't do their batting practice right. And they just basically showed up on the field all willy-nilly. They had a terrible first inning. And then the girls got together and said, all right, man, we just know we're that much better than them. So we're going to move forward with that. So just hearing her stories, hearing her share her favorite moments at FSU, hearing Dexter Carter share his favorite story at FSU, my brother Leroy Smith share his, I shared a few of mine. It was around the presence of a bunch of people. So loved being around good Knowles. Richard asked another question. If he's the only one going to ask questions, I'm the only one I'm going to answer. If FSU beats LSU, what do you think will be the biggest reason? It would be that they finished what they started. Last year, Florida State jumped on them, got things going good, and all they needed was one score to be able to take LSU where they wanted to go. You got to be able to step on the neck of your opponent and finish them. Florida State did not do that. We literally fumbled, and then they went down. And now your defense is basically playing. We're 5 minutes into the game. You're just trying to keep everything in front of you. And that's actually what helps Jaden Daniels make better decisions. Jaden Daniels is not a guy that's going to press the ball downfield. He doesn't turn the ball over as well. He's athletic enough to be able to make moves. And when you're only rushing 3 to 4 guys, he's able to avoid that and be able to advance the ball. And we were giving up big chunks of yardage, got the ball again, went out. And then, they drove down and the rest is history. But I think what you'll see now is Florida State with the better offensive line be way more aggressive in the running game, win time of possession. So if we rush over 200 yards, or if we rush for more yards, and we collectively, not an individual thing, but as a unit, including the quarterback, and we win the time of possession battle, Florida State will win that game. Jordan Travis just needs to throw for over 200 yards. He doesn't have to do anything extraordinary, but if we're doing that, that means we're winning. We're doing what we're supposed to do. Blake, how are the younger DNs doing? Like Boots, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't really speak intelligently on Boots. I heard somebody talk about this. It's the same way we stopped there as last year. The wildest thing is that everybody talks about the guys that are hyped up, and I'm not saying they deserve it. But I remember going through LSU's roster and asking them, people were like, "Oh, they're just better than us. That's why they're going to win." And I asked, "Where are they better than us? Like, what exactly are they better than us in?" And they said they're better than us at wide receiver. And I said, "What wide receiver do they have that's better than the wide receivers that we have?" And then when we went by the numbers, they couldn't prove it. They said their running back is better. I said, "What running back do they have at that time is better than Trayshawn Ward?" And they didn't have any data. They're like, "Oh, well, all those guys just got better." And you're saying that as if they're the vacuum and our guys didn't get better. Their left tackle should be better. But you know who else should be better? Jared Verse should be better. The linebacker should be better. So is everybody else in our squad. It's things like, and I'm not saying you're doing that, Rob. It was a great question. We're not playing anybody new. And in fact, they had to go get a brand new secondary. They literally got like 6-7 guys out of the transfer portal that they needed to step in and be able to help them there. And they lost their best guy. He broke his leg. And then Smoke Bowie, we don't know what's happening. I think Bowie's basically kicked off the team. So it's like, what do you fear? Even their own beat is afraid. And we'll go from there. Captain No put who I think, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just look at them and be like, oh shit, they look better today. I'm not one of those guys that's going to be and pretend like I know everything. I just know them some big motherfuckers. I can tell you that. There's some big, mean looking motherfuckers over there on that offensive line. I am a fan of ugly linemen. Ugly linemen win championships. If your linemen are pretty and they're talking about they feel like they're LL Cool J, that's how you lose. Listen, the closer you get, you're getting nervous because you have anticipation, and you have every right to be anticipated. You have every right to feel like Florida State is going to have a good season because that's what the data tells us. And until proven, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. Everything that you believe right now from a 10-3 season is telling you that Florida State is going to have a good season. If we lose, that doesn't mean that means we suck. LSU is a good fucking team. I just don't think we're losing to them. And I have facts. But if you say you think LSU is going to win, like for example, I told somebody, if you think Florida State is going to go 2-2 in September or 4-0 in September, I think you're both right. You both have valid reasons of being right. Now, if you think Florida State is going to go 8-4 or 7-5, I think you're a hater and you're being crazy at that point. Especially if Florida State is healthy. Do you think Travis has so many weapons that he could overthink some situations in the game? I think if you go back and you look at last year, Jordan Travis had a lot of weapons last year. In every game, there was a wide receiver that led the group. So I think Jordan Travis, one thing he does is a very good job of distributing the ball. How big of an impact is Coach Surtain? You can already see it in recruiting, especially on the defensive side. You have a guy that coached high school, so he knows how to talk high school. His son is one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, one of the best cornerbacks to come out of high school. His son is all he has to do is say, my dad developed me. He developed himself. He developed all these other guys. You should come and play for my dad so that you can be the best. And what better way than when you come in? It's kind of like what everybody thinks Deion was going to be able to do. But Deion doesn't have the success that at the coaching game because he didn't go through the ranks. He went from an outsider to the head coach, and then now he got another job, which God bless. But Surtain is able to say, hey, I was a really good damn NFL player, and here's what I did. So I think that's his yeah. Clemson on the road is the key to the season for me. Even if we lose, it'll probably be at night. Not nervous, going to be fun, just enjoy the ride. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Steven. Does little Angola make a huge impact in this game? I think so. He's the Pokey Wilson of the group right now. He's the guy that can take the top off of the defense. Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson are great route runners, big physical wide receivers that can that basically are playing basketball when they're out there. But I think Destin Hill is a guy who you're going to have to account for. Where we at? I thought somebody gave me the green. Oh, yeah, we did have one. All right. My guy. Oh, appreciate you, Jeff. Jeff be over here, man. I'm good. Thank you, Jeff, for sprinkling some of that sporadics money over here, baby. I thought Jeff Hill be coming in when I'm talking with Chris, man. Just are you the chicken guy, Jeff? I think I just found out our big booster that Miami Hurricane fans are scared of. It's got to be Jeff Hill, man. Jeff Hill is the chicken man. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give my guy Jeff some love and tell him he is doing a service to our fan base by being the chicken man. I am, man. Good luck on that. I'm a fullback. I'm not a miracle worker. Like to quote the guy from Star Trek. What time does the night festivities the evening before the tailgate begin? 8 p.m. until. I'll have more announcements on that here shortly. Again, please go check out the tailgate. It's actually I said the link. The link for the tailgate is in the description. We will, especially if you're signed up, we'll make announcements on social media as well. But we do a broadcast about daily for people who have bought tickets to the tailgate. So they're getting all up-to-date information. If you buy a ticket and you want to purchase parking for $100, just let me know. We'll give you the We'll give you the access code so you can get that. There's, as I'm looking right now, there's 12 parking spots left. At the $100 rate, there's 3 parking spots left at $200 for the VIP lot at Ferguson. We've got plenty of youth tickets. We got plenty of general admission tickets. My goal would be to make this be 1,000-person tailgate, just because that shit seems kind of cool. And we are not selling alcohol at the tailgate. We are adult beverages are provided at the tailgate. It's a difference. Now the block party, we're trying to make sure we're trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do. At worst, right now the block party is free. We may end up having a thing where you can purchase something for to be able to get your beverages, so that you can get soda and other stuff. But we will have food vendors and things of that nature so that you can go eat. We want to make sure we don't get nobody gets we don't get it. Not y'all wouldn't get arrested. I want to make sure I don't get arrested. So we got good porta potties for just in case anybody feels the need that they can't make it. But all I know is this: sometime tomorrow evening after Sporadics show at 8:00, but before Tuesday morning, the price of the tickets are going to go up. So if you're trying to buy and you're trying to purchase tickets, now is the time to purchase those. They are $60 at this point, and $30 for youth tickets, and that does not include parking. Hector gave another donate super chat. If you could pick one player from the past to add to this year's team, who are you adding and why? I would add Ernest Sims. Because he would complete a linebacker as fast as he was, and his ability to cover and hit hard would translate so well to the sprint. That's one player I would add, and then the other player that I would add would be kind of a two-part person. Obviously, my dog Peter Warwick, who will be at the tailgate. I would add him because in the spread he would be that motherfucker. He would destroy everything. Or Lorenzo Booker, because I think now we understood. We saw what Reggie Bush was able to do, and I think if Low Book would have went to USC, he would have been Reggie Bush before Reggie Bush. But I think now that running back hybrid slot receiver would be what Low Book would be, and he would be tremendously dangerous in space for guys. So if anybody has another question, would love to get your thoughts. Please, if you would, go jam the like button. We got 46 likes right now, maybe a little bit more. We got 46 likes right now. So make sure we jam that. Rod asked about tickets to Clemson. I asked if I could get some. If I could find some, I will. Right now, only thing I can tell you is that we are more than likely throwing a Clemson tailgate. We will have TVs at the tailgate. We will always have that. That might be a best bet to watch. I'll be inside because I work for the Gator Bowl committee right now. So so I got that. So again, right now, once we get to 3,000 subscribers, we're at 2,666. 2,660 plus, give or take. Once we get to 3,000 subscribers, we will give away a pair of tickets to the FSU LSU game. We'll do that. But right when so next Sunday will be my my show with breaking down the FSU LSU game with some LSU media. So we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Would love to see that happen. Would love to give away 2 tickets to some deserving fans. If you are a member, we're about to do our member fantasy football league. We'll also do member college football pick'em once the season starts. So we'll check that with awards going the weekly to an active member. So you have to be an active member to be able to get the rewards. Membership goes from $3.99 all the way to up to $99. You just got to make sure you peep what it is and which one you get. My all-in members, be prepared to talk because we're gonna live it. We're gonna live our best lives in Orlando. My all-in members. So again, we'll do giveaways during the season. We will give away 2 tickets to every home game at FSU. So I have great tickets, section 39, row 6 is we have that. That's where we're at. So we'll be giving away a pair of tickets there. You'll be able to, sit with me or any other distinguished guests that I have. We'll also probably be giving away tickets to the Champions Club, tailgates, all kinds of different things. We'll have memorabilia. So your ticket to the tailgate gets you your name in a raffle. So, we're gonna do raffles we're gonna do 50-50 when we get there. So you gotta give money for that. But we'll be doing we'll have guys who have signed things. Some of our sponsors are giving away things. So again, as we get these things, we're gonna start chopping it up and telling people there. So it could be your $60 could do something crazy and get you $300 worth of stuff. So again, it's a dope tailgate. Proceeds go toward mentors for the kids. So if you've seen any of my book bag drives, that's how this shit happens. So on that note, man, I want you guys to enjoy your Sunday. I'm gonna go try to get some food. I'm sleepy from traveling. Appreciate y'all chopping it up with me. And as always, go Noles.